Where will Kevin Durant land? What's the move, y'all? It's your boy D Smooth, and today we are talking about Kevin Durant. Where is he going to land? The future Hall of Famer, top 75 player of all time, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. Where is he going to end up going? You got the Houston Rockets, you got the San Antonio Spurs, you got the Golden State Warriors, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves, you even got the New York Knicks for that matter, who are desperate as hell and who are out here doing dumb moves, move after move after move. But anyway, let's first of all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notification. And where will Kevin Durant land? I can tell you where he's gonna land right now. I can see preferred destination where he wants to go. So according to Kevin Durant's camp, not Durant himself, but according to his camp, the San Antonio Spurs are a preferred destination for Kevin Durant. Also, you look at a team like the Houston Rockets, who would be an excellent fit for Kevin Durant, because all you got to do is swap out Jalen Green for KD. Because the Houston Rockets, that is the type of team who they're young, they're athletic. You got a great big man in Sengun who's only going to get better. You have one of the best coaches in the NBA in Ime Udoka, and you have nothing but good role players around you like Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, who's going to be back with the team next year. Then you got to keep the Thompson kid, one of the twins. You got to keep him there. And I still believe this Houston Rockets team, they have a lot of draft capital, and they got some young assets they can ship to the Phoenix Suns, who will take anything at this damn point, because it was a total disaster ever since KD has walked through that door in Phoenix. And it ain't KD's fault. It's management fault. Getting that bad trade for Bradley Beal, giving up whatever draft capital you had just to get Bradley Beal, who wasn't a complete fit with Booker and KD. I believe Booker and KD was an excellent duo. You just needed great role players around them and a great big man who knew how to use space, knew how to be used in space, and also good in pick and roll situations. But it turned out to be a complete disaster, and it was turned out they was just. That's just what it was. They stunk. They stink. They was trash. So now here we are. Kevin Durant, most likely the team that he ends up going to, by the way, he's in the final year of his deal. So if whatever team he does go to, he's going to have to sign a contract extension. Because if I'm a team, why am I finna give up a whole lot of capital just to get you on a team, just for you to bounce your out that door next year? So like I said, with the Houston Rockets, they took the Golden State Warriors to 7 games. What did they run into? They ran into a team with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler on that team. You ran into a team that got 2 guys that can close any game or series, and that's how they lost that series. Now, you had a guy like Kevin Durant. All you have to do, you swap out Jalen Green for Kevin Durant. And I believe Jalen Green is going to get better, but he did not look good this past postseason. The man only had 1 game of scoring 10 plus points, and that was when he scored over 30 when Jimmy Butler got hurt in game 2, and after that he looked like himself the rest of the series. So now here we are. Kevin Durant, you swap him out, because that's an easy guy to give 27 points a game. Now I understand a lot of y'all gonna sit here and say that's 27 points a game worth of nothing. It didn't matter to winning, but he was on a horrible team with no good role players, and it was just him and Devin Booker the whole entire time. Bradley Beal was not a good fit for the Phoenix Suns team. So you put Kevin Durant with that Houston Rockets team, that team is easily going to be one of the top 4 seeds in the Western Conference, with all them young guns that they got over there, and also all the athleticism, and they're only going to get better, and the excellent coaching of Ime Udoka. Oh, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. Now you got a team like the San Antonio Spurs, a team that Kevin Durant does prefer to go to. You got him, Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, and they have young assets and also draft capital that they can use to go and ship off KD to San Antonio, and go and send them little draft picks over to Phoenix. So then a guy like Harrison Barnes most likely is probably going to have to go to, and it's going to be quite funny, because Kevin Durant went to Golden State, and then Golden State had to ship off Harrison Barnes to Dallas, and then San Antonio's going to have to ship off Harrison Barnes to the Phoenix Suns, or hell, it may even be a third team. We don't know. But as far as I know, is Kevin Durant is going to get traded as soon as next week, after the finals and before the NBA draft starts. And the San Antonio Spurs, with a healthy Victor Wembanyama coming back, a De'Aaron Fox who's in the prime of his career, and you have a Kevin Durant who's still a guy that can give you 25 to 27 a night, even though he's on the tail end of his career, that is going to be a instant, I'm not going to say title contention team, because it depends on the role players that they add around them, but that is going to be one of the best teams in the West. That they are going to be Western Conference Finals contention, not NBA Final contention. I'm going to say Western Conference Finals contention. So you got a team like the New York Knicks. God bless them, because I don't know what the hell they got going on. You fired Tom Thibodeau after he took you to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. I'm 31, so 25 years old. So that means I was less than 9 years old. That was the last time the Knicks went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they over here firing the head coach who did like to run his players into the ground. But that wasn't a good move by Tom Thibodeau to do that. They was afraid that Jalen Brunson was going to turn into Derrick Rose as many minutes as Tom Thibodeau was playing him, and he was a guy that did not like to use his bench. And rumor has it, it was a report that certain of the Knicks players did not like playing for Tom Thibodeau. It was like if he was still here, they wanted to go. So what did they do? They ended up getting Tom Thibodeau up out of there. But you got Tom Thibodeau out of there, you don't even got no damn head coach replacement. But that's another video for another day. So if you're the New York Knicks, you give up Mikal Bridges, most likely Karl Anthony Towns, to the Phoenix Suns for Kevin Durant. That's just what it's going to take, because they gave up 5 first-round draft picks for Mikal Bridges. So you're not getting those picks back. Now, shipping off Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns, that is a huge blow to your roster, because they was a top 5 heavy team. They didn't really have a bunch of good role players like that, because they ran into the Indiana Pacers, who are younger, who are faster. They played fast, and the Knicks could not play fast. They could not keep up. There was a better half-court team than there was a full court team as far as playing with pace. And also, you got to look at it like this. When Jalen Brunson does go to the bench, the Knicks did play better offensively as a unit because the ball was moving. And with Jalen Brunson, the ball did stop moving. Now, if you do have, if the Knicks can make this work by having Jalen Brunson, having Mitchell Robinson, and having KD, and I would keep OG Anunoby. Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns I would ship off. But then after that, you got to surround KD and Jalen Brunson with a bunch of good role players. But you got to understand, this is all teams that do trade for KD. KD's what, 36, 37 years old? You trade for him? This is basically a 2-3 year window that you got to try to win a chip with him, because this is most likely going to be the final destination for Kevin Durant. I don't see a team like the Golden State Warriors trying to get him. I don't see a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves who do want Kevin Durant, and they actually tried to trade for Kevin Durant during the trade deadline, and they are in need desperately of another ball handler who can create his own shot and also make shots for himself, and that's KD. But Anthony Edwards and KD will be a dominating duo, but you still got to have better role players in order to win, because that's what happened against the OKC Thunder. They got smacked because the role players didn't step up when it was time to. They stepped up when it was against the Warriors, when Steph got hurt, of course. They stepped up when it was against my Lakers, when we didn't have no big men, of course, and we didn't have the proper good role players, and we started playing with just one-on-one basketball. Offense got stagnant, and then Luka and Austin Reeves couldn't guard a baby stroller. So the Minnesota Timberwolves, having KD and Ant would be a serious problem, but I don't believe it would be a NBA Finals contender. It would be a Western Conference Finals contender. But imagine what you have to give up for Kevin Durant. So, like I said, I think, me personally, the best 2 destinations for Kevin Durant is the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. 2 young teams who also can save for their future, but at the same time, trade for Kevin Durant. Try to win in this 2 to 3 year window. Like I said, with the Spurs, you got De'Aaron Fox in this prime, and Victor Wembanyama is going to be there. Hopefully, he stays healthy for the next 10 to 15 years. The Houston Rockets have a bunch of young assets and a lot of good talent on that team, and the Thompson kid is only going to get better. You still got a guy like Dylan Brooks, who brings toughness to that team. Fred VanVleet, who brings excellent leadership and excellent role player to that team. Sengun is only going to get better. A guy who's averaging by 18 to 20 a night and 10 plus rebounds. The Houston Rockets are going to be straight. Ime Udoka ain't going no damn where. Even if when the New York Knicks tried to reach out, try to interview him, they said hell to the no. Go find your own damn coach. It ain't our fault you fired him. So I think, me personally, Kevin Durant will be a better fit on the San Antonio Spurs, and second team will be the Houston Rockets. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think KD will be a better fit with the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, Minnesota Timberwolves, Golden State Warriors? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I got San Antonio 1, Houston 2. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment in the comment section. Like the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all be smooth.